Cultural Affairs. I'm going to call the Recreation, Parks, and Cultural Affairs Council Committee to order. Roll call. We have Jen McMurray, Cole Ayers, Josh Goldstein, Brian Meek, and myself, Ms. Young. So we have a quorum. The next item is acceptance of the January 11th, 2023 minutes. Can someone please move that? All in favor? Let me back up. Are there any corrections to the minute? Nope. All in favor? Please signify by raising your hand. All right. Any abstentions? So there's 2. I was not here, and Nicole Ayers. Next, public participation. Delene, do we have anybody to raise their hand? No?
We do not.
Okay. Moving on, there is no old business. Moving on to new business. The City of Norwalk reserves the right to cancel the event for public health or safety reasons as determined by the City of Norwalk in its sole discretion. The City of Norwalk shall not be liable for damages arising from the cancellation of the event. Item 5.1, approve the use of Rowayton Elementary School field and immediate surrounding grounds by Norwalk Public School, Rowayton PTA for their Rowayton School Carnival 2023 to be held on May 5th and May 6th, 2023 from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Set up time to begin on Sunday, April 30th, 2023 at 8 a.m. with tear down on Monday, May 8th, 2023 at 5 p.m. Rain date, Sunday, May 7th, approximately 500 people each day. Will someone please move the item? Thank you, Mr. Goldstein. Mr. Stowers, do we have someone here to speak to that?
Yeah, we have Amy Esperanza.
Hi.
Yeah.
Hello,
Amy, can you tell us
Mrs.
about your
Esperanza.
event?
Hi.
So you want to talk a little bit about your event, which I know we've been doing for a very long time?
Sure. So I'm leading the carnival event for the school this year. As you mentioned, it's the first weekend of May. It's the 5th and 6th, Friday and Saturday, with a rain date this year on Sunday. The carnival will be setting up typically a week before, so the Sunday, April 30th. The carnival will come in, they'll set up their rides, we'll prep the field throughout that week, and then with setup of tents and electricians and things of that nature. And then we'll start on the 5th.
Great.
So I have the online application obviously begun. I've talked with Chris Torrey regarding barrels, recycling bins, police presence we have set in place, ambulance we're working on. So we're working on all the pieces of it right now. So it's early, so we're getting a good start on it.
Good. That's a good plan. Mr. Hughes or Mr. Stowers, anything to add to that?
It's our annual event. It's always been successful.
No issues.
We endorse it. Ken, do you have anything to add?
No. We work well with the Rowayton people, so no issues.
How many years have you been doing this, Ms. Esperanza? Has the school been doing this?
So I don't know how many years the school's been doing it. This is my first year chairing it. So hopefully many more ahead.
Ken, do you know?
It's been since I've been, so at least 15 years, I would say, at least.
Wonderful. Okay. So any questions for Ms. Esperanza? No. All in favor? Please signify by raising your hand.
Aye.
All right. Hey, John.
How are you?
Good, thanks. All right. So it's unanimous. Now, what must she do next? She has paperwork to fill out.
Yeah, so stay in contact with Rebecca from the main office, and she'll let you know next steps on our end.
Perfect.
Okay, will do. Thank you.
Thank you. So I'll make this statement now. I should have made it earlier. Once your item is approved, you're free to leave unless you like watching us and eating popcorn, because we might give you a show. Who knows? But you're welcome to stick around.
Okay, well, thank you all very much.
All right.
I appreciate it.
5.2, Approve the use of Calf Pasture Beach and immediate surrounding grounds by Coachman, Rod, and Custom Car Club for their Cruisin' at the Beach Car Show event to be held on Tuesday, May 16th, June 13th, July 11th, and August 5th, and rain dates Friday, May 19th, June 16th, July 14th, and August 18th, 2023, from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. Set up to begin at 5 a.m. with tear down at 9 p.m. Approximately 200 people. Could someone please move the item? Thank you, Ms. McMurray. And who do we have on tap to speak to this?
Good evening, Barbara Jean Castro.
Hello, Ms.
How are
Barbara.
you?
Good, how are you?
Good. Actually, setup is at 5 p.m. It's not 5 a.m.
Did I read it incorrectly?
No, it says 5 a.m.
Oh, it does say AM. Okay, thank you.
Well, I think they just
Well-
referenced, the fact that our staff ropes off the parking lot anywhere from 5 to 6 a.m. So
Okay.
Oh, sorry
Okay.
about that.
That's
My
okay.
father,
that's
my
okay.
father usually takes care of this, so I'm a little new at it.
No worries.
Okay.
I know he did want me to ask that. I know right now there's 109 spots allotted to us. He was wondering if you guys could do up to 150. Because I know he figures he's gonna have a problem because he usually asks for 250 the previous years, but he knows you guys are doing something with the parking lot.
Yeah, so I think what we'll do is as we get closer to the parking lot reconfiguration, we'll meet with them and see what we can do. This is new to us also in terms of the way the parking lot's laid out. So we'll have to work through this together.
Okay, that's no problem.
Yeah, one of the things we have to consider is, we're giving up parking, we're giving up revenue. So we look at it before we can give you an answer.
Okay, no problem. I understand that.
Any questions for Ms. Barbara from the committee? No? All in favor? Please signify by raising your hand.
Aye.
All right, unanimous. Thank you. And as Ken mentioned, just someone will be in touch to answer that question and to let you
Yeah,
know.
no problem. Take your times. We understand it's new for everybody.
All right.
All right, thank you guys so much and have a
Have
great
a good
night.
evening. You too.
Welcome.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
5.3, approve the use of Calf Pasture Beach parking lot and immediate surrounding grounds for Norwalk Karting Association for their go-kart racing club to be held on the following Saturdays: May 20th, May 27th, September 16th, October 14th, October 21st, October 28th, November 4th, November 11th, and November 18th, 2023, from 9:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Set up to begin every Saturday at 7 a.m. with tear down at 4:30 p.m. Approximately 50 to 70 people. Someone like to move the item? Thank you, Ms. Ayers. Do we have
Madam
a-
Chair, the applicant's having a little bit of issue getting on. Do you mind if we just skip this for now?
Oh,
He should be on, momentarily, I think. I'm going back and forth with text, so he's just trying to get on the meeting now. So if you want to move on to the next item, we can come back to him when he gets on.
Okay, we can do that. Item 4, approve the use of Oyster Shell Park and immediate surrounding grounds by 99 Bottles event for the 99 Bottles Craft Beer Festival to be held on Saturday, June 3rd, from 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. Set up to begin at 9 a.m. with tear down at 6 p.m. Approximately 999 people. Would someone like to move the item? Would someone move the item? Thank you, Ms. McMurray. Okay. Who do we have on top for this?
We have Jill Dunn on tap. I don't know if she,
Yeah, I'm here. Hi.
Jill, can you tell us a little bit about the event? I know it's an annual, we've done it for years.
Sure. Yeah. So we've done 6 years. We took a little break with COVID. And then last year, the park was already reserved on our date. So we're back this year, hopefully. And so we have, tables set up around the top of Oyster Shell Park and down that sort of pathway up there. I attached I don't know if you guys see the map and everything that I attached, but everything is spaced out really nicely. That park is so great for something like this because there's so much space. So we have beer tastings, food trucks, vendors, and music. It's always just a really nice, feel good, low key event. No, no drama. People are just sampling beer and enjoying the sun up there and the view.
Anything to add, Mr. Stowers or Mr. Hughes? Nope,
Not for me.
No,
no concerns. All right. Any questions from council members? No? All in favor, please signify by raising your hand or saying aye.
Madam Chair, Joe is on now from Norwalk Cardinal. If you
Okay.
want to go back to that item
Okay. So that was number,
3.
all right. All right, so your item is approved, Ms. Dunn.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So we're gonna go back to number 3. Approve the use of Calf Pasture Beach parking lot and immediate surrounding grounds by Norwalk Karting Association for their go-kart racing club to be held on the following Saturdays: May 20th, May 27th, September 16th, October 14th, October 21st, October 28th, November 4th, November 11th, and November 18th, 2023, from 9:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Set up to begin every Saturday at 7 a.m. with tear down at 4:30 p.m. Approximately 50 to 70 people, and Councilmember Ayers moved the item. What do we have on top for that?
Yep, Joe?
Yes, good evening, everybody.
Good evening. So you want to explain, just give us a little synopsis? Joe?
Sure. 2021 was Norwalk Karting's 50th year at Calf Pasture. We're a nonprofit. We have usually like 30-ish go-karts that show up per week. We have racers that start from 5 years old up until adult classes, until they're, able to race safely. We're, big on sportsmanship, good, clean racing. It's been a great program for the kids. We got a lot of families down there. Basically, the way it works is we show up on Saturdays, everybody together, they set up the track. The first group will go out, you're gonna do 10 laps of practice, and then you'll do 2 10-lap qualifying races, and then a feature. Every time you go out and race, you're earning points towards a season championship in each of the different classes. Everything's broken down into, we run about 6 classes right now. And then we do a nice banquet every year. This year it's March 19th at Shorehaven. We do awards, we do raffles. Just nice to get everybody together, culminate the season, and then we roll right into the spring.
Great. Do we have any questions for Joe? Any concerns or things you want to share, Mr. Stowers or Mr. Hughes?
No. It's been going on, like he said, it's been going on for many years, and we haven't had any problems, so.
Okay.
We have
Any comments from council members? No? All right. All in favor, please signify by raising your hand, or please reply aye.
Yes.
All right. Thank you, Joe. And
All
have a
right,
good
thank you very
night.
much, everyone. You too. Thank you.
Item 5.5, approve the use of Vets Park and Marina and immediate surrounding grounds for Tyson Tours and Entertainment for their 2nd annual Back Together Again with Family and Friends event to be held on Saturday, June 24th, 2023, from 1 p.m. to 7 p.m. Rain date Saturday, June 25th. Setup time 11 a.m. with tear down at 7 p.m. Approximately 300 people. Somebody please move the item. Thank you, Mr. Goldstein.
Just a correction, Madam Chair, the rain date is Sunday, June 25th.
Okay.
Saturday was listed
Oh,
twice.
yeah, okay. Thank you. Okay. Miss Marvita Tyson, how are you?
I'm well, thank you. How's everyone tonight?
Good, good. Want to tell us a little
Good.
bit about your event?
Yes, so the event, the inaugural event was last year in 2022, which is an event that I created to bring those friends and family that hadn't been together for a year and a half plus because of COVID. We had a nice band out there and a DJ. We had vendors, and everybody brought their snacks and brought their chairs, and it was just a beautiful event. We sat there, we enjoyed music, we enjoyed the camaraderie with everyone, those that we hadn't seen in a while and some that we had. And it was just a pleasant event,
Okay,
and we're looking to do it again this year
great.
and continuously, actually.
Any questions for Ms. Tyson from the committee? Any comments from Mr. Stowers or Mr. Hughes?
Just a point of clarification, you're not planning on using the marina at all? That wasn't part of your application, was it?
No.
Okay, so I would just like to cross out and
Marina.
marina, correct?
And I think,
Alrighty.
I do have a question. So last year, Ms. Tyson, where you had your event at
Matthews Park.
Matthews Park. Okay. And I think it went well. I think you had a really good turnout and it was a nice event.
Yes, it went very well. Actually, initially, the police department stated that I didn't need a police officer. But as it got closer, they deemed it necessary, which I did request one, but no one picked up the job. So we didn't have a police officer. We didn't have any issues or any problems with parking or anything. And we would love to have gone back this year, but unfortunately, the mansion is under renovation. So you guys are not allowing us to rent it. So we're going over to the Vets Park for this year, and hopefully we can go back to Matthews Park in 2024.
Great. All right. Thank you. Are there any questions? I think I asked that already for Ms. Tyson. Nope. So
No, Miss Tyson, we worked well with her. She, gonna do, she did, and she complied and
great.
I think I called her a couple of times during the event. And it was just going.
You did. You
Yeah.
did.
So it was nice.
Any questions from council members? Okay, all in favor? Please raise your hand or say aye. Mr. Kites, aye.
Yes, aye. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Ms. Tyson.
Thank you all. Have a great night.
You too. 5-6, approve the use of Oyster Shell Park and immediate surrounding grounds by NICE Inc. for their 7th annual NICE Festival event to be held on Saturday, July 8th from 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Set up to begin at 6 p.m. with tear down at 11 p.m. Approximately 500 people with someone like to move the items. Thank you, Ms. McMurray. Okay, you're up, Ms. Evelyn. How are you?
I am good. I'm good. Thank you guys again for the opportunity. So 2023 is our 7th year. Unbelievable. Can't believe that it's seven years so far. So basically, as you know, we do our best to celebrate our global heritage by featuring folk and traditional artists across different varied customs and traditions, different ethnic groups. And we have 2 stages up there. We have a stage at the top of the staircase, the Child of the World stage that does a lot of interactive programs and games and performances for children and families, which we're very proud of, the Child of the World stage. And then we also maintain another stage at the other end of the Great Lawn where we have most of the live bands. So we're looking forward to having a great year up there, celebrating our global heritage.
Great. Any comments from Mr. Stowers or Mr. Hughes?
No, not this time.
All right, council members, any questions for Ms. Evelyn? Mr. Meek?
Yeah, quick question. What's your opinion of the condition of the fence that's up there that kind of abuts the hill that slopes down to the river? Just was curious about your opinion on that. And if
The
you don't
fence-
have one, that's fine.
The fence on the riverside,
Yes.
Ken, why don't you speak to
so
that?
there's.
I didn't mean to put you on the spot.
Yeah, she doesn't go down that far.
it's
She doesn't use
okay.
that
There's
that
the
part of the
pa-
site.
There's the pathway there, and I know there are a couple of platforms for the fishing, the fishing platforms, but I'm not really sure which particular fence you're referring
fair
to.
Fair enough. That's fine. I didn't mean to put you on the spot. Thank you. Have a great event next year.
Yeah, thank you very much.
This year.
This year, thank you.
Any questions? No questions for other questions, just comments?
No.
So I will make a comment. I think I remember Miss Evelyn when she first came in 7 years ago with this idea, and spoke with Recreation and Parks, and it really is a wonderful event that brings all the cultures together. And I appreciate all the effort you put in over the years to make this happen for the city of Norwalk. And it is very nice. And so you've done a phenomenal job. So continue with it. All in favor, please signify by raising your hands or say aye.
Aye.
Okay. Unanimous. No? No? Any opposed? Abstentions? Thank you, Jen.
Thank you. Thank you all very much. Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Number 7, approve the use of Vets Park and immediate surrounding grounds by Newark Seaport Association for their Oyster Festival event to be held on Friday, September 8th to Sunday, September 10th, set up on Friday, August 8th, 2023, with tear down on Saturday, September 30th, 2023, approximately 40,000 people. Someone like to move the item? Thank you, Mr. Goldstein. And we have Mr. Tony here.
And Mike Riley.
Oh, and Mr. Riley?
I was wondering who the second Jerry Tony was.
Yeah, I was like, okay.
I'm not, the world is not quite ready for the first one. Thank you, Mike, for joining us.
It's an imposter.
Yeah, it's an imposter. First of all, I had submitted a request for a correction on the start date to be August 14. And they said that was okay.
That was okay?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I went through, I think it was Rebecca at the office.
Yeah, that was after the agenda was posted.
It was,
That's
yeah.
fine. Yep.
Not a problem.
Yep.
Yeah, so a setup will begin the 14th.
Okay.
In case, may I speak?
Yes, sir.
Sure. Typically, we would have gone later, I guess the 18th would have been Friday, but the number of vendors and people coming to the festival has increased significantly the last couple of years, which we're all happy about. And there's a little more infrastructure work, and it's more loading of items and utilities that we need to do. And we think we need a couple extra days to do it and do it properly. We don't at that time typically interfere. In fact, I know we don't really interfere with the fields. I know there's not that much athletic activity going on other than what I call that Eastern quadrant, over by the East Gate, but we don't go there, and the kids still can have their soccer games and play, and whether it be, casually, recreationally, or just pick up games. So what the work we're doing is on the other side, loading trailers and whatnot, just getting a little jump start on it. So that's what that's for. So that's why we moved it up a couple of days.
Okay. Any questions for Mr. Riley or Mr. Tony regarding this event that I just need to hear every year? Like, what year is this?
45th.
45th.
There we go. I love it.
We missed one, as we all know, unfortunately.
yeah.
But yeah, yes, the 45th.
Wonderful.
Thank
And
you.
you guys don't look a day over 40,
Yeah.
45, okay?
Check with us on September 11th.
We certainly will do that. We will do that.
We appreciate all the support we get from the committees and of course, Ken's crew is terrific, and Public Works, the police. It goes all the way down the line. I mean, it's
Appreciate the partnership. Yep.
Yeah, it's a good partnership, and everybody seems to be happy. And every year we work to make it a little bit better and make it move a little bit better. So that's our objective every year.
Wonderful, wonderful. Any questions or comments from other council members? No? Okay. Everyone in favor? All in favor, please signify by raising your hand.
Aye.
All right. It's unanimous.
Thank you very much, everyone.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Have a good evening.
Thanks,
gentlemen.
Ken.
Thanks. Yeah, I'll see you guys.
5.8, approve the use of Calf Pasture Beach and immediate surrounding grounds by Mountain Workshop for their Team Building Positive School Climate Program event to be held on Monday, September 18, 2023, from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. Setup to begin at 7 a.m. with tear down at 4 p.m., approximately 150 people. Would someone like to move the item? Ms. Ayers? Thank you. Who do we have to speak to that this evening?
Hi, everyone. This is Kent Tullo with the Mountain Workshop. How are you?
Good, how are you, Mr. Tullo?
Terrific, thank you.
So if you could just share a bit about the event, please?
Sure. Mountain Workshop's been using the calf pasture for better side of a decade for a lot of school-based programming. And we typically just set up and use the fields where we set up different team building activities that are in games nature or STEM builds where they're building catapults that launch soft koosh balls or building PVC carts, which they race back and forth. And it's really just a building a positive school climate atmosphere. And like I said, we've been doing it for a long time with great success, and it seems like schools keep wanting to come back.
Wow, that's great. Mr. Stowers or Mr. Hughes, do you have any comments about the event?
No problem with this
No.
event. It's good for the kids, it's good for the community, and they've been doing it for a while now, and so.
Have you found any increase, Mr. Tullo, since getting back from COVID and everybody being cooped up?
That's a great question. I have had such a large influx of new schools asking me for programming. Again, we use the sites all over the state of Connecticut, if not Massachusetts and New York State, but we are busier than we were pre-COVID this year, which is exciting for the kids.
That's great.
Great.
Thank you.
Right. All in favor, please signify by raising your hand, saying aye.
Aye.
Thank you. It's unanimous. Thank you so much for what you do.
No, thank you all. I just have one quick question. I believe there were 2 programs that were supposed to be approved.
Oh, yep, one more. I'm getting ready to read
Yeah,
that
there
one.
was more.
I
All
won't
right,
go.
number 9. Stick around. Approve the use of Calf Pasture Beach and immediate surrounding grounds by Mountain Workshop for their team building positive school climate program event to be held on Wednesday, September 20th, 2023 from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. Set up to begin at 7 a.m. with tear down at 4 p.m. And that's approximately 230 people. Would someone please move the item? Thank you, Ms. McMurray. I don't know if we have to talk about that again because I believe it's the same setup, but just a different day.
Yeah.
Correct.
Correct. So if there are no further questions, all in favor, please raise your hand.
Aye.
Thank you. Mr. Meeks? Thank you. Unanimous. Okay, Mr. Tullo. I think that's
Thank
it.
you all so much.
Bye-bye.
Have a good night.
You too. Item 10, approve the use of Calf Pasture Beach and immediate surrounding grounds by Lupus Foundation of America for their Walk to End Lupus Now, Connecticut Norwalk event to be held on Sunday, October 22nd, 2023 from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. Set up to begin at 7 a.m. with tear down at 6 p.m. Approximately 250 to 500 people. Someone move the item. Thank you, Ms. Ayers. Okay, who do we have here to speak to that?
Alicia Scott.
How are you, Ms. Scott?
Good. How are you?
I'm well, thank you.
Thank you for having me. So we are in year number 7 in Norwalk. This will be my second year. Last year was our first year back in person after COVID. So we had a really nice turnout. I believe Ken, was that you who came and saved the day for me? The Showmobile did not open and he came and saved my walk. So we had a really good walk. We're looking forward to coming back again this year. We had about 250 people, which is significantly lower than pre-COVID, but we're hoping that people are ready to come back out and celebrate with us. This is our largest on a national level fundraising event. We have 20 walks throughout the US, 5 here in the Northeast. And so I'm happy to be back to manage the walk in Norwalk, and Rebecca was a joy to work with as well. Very, very easy to work with, and it made my job very seamless last year. So appreciate you all.
Wonderful. That's good to hear. Any questions or comments from council members? Sorry, Mr. Stowers or Ken, you have?
No, we look forward to it.
Absolutely. Well, Ken is Superman. He does all things. So, you know, anything doesn't work, call Ken. He'll come and fix it. And we do really have a really good staff at the Recreation and Parks. And so I'm happy to hear that. We're pleased with the service you received. So if there are no further questions, all in favor, please signify by raising your hands or saying aye. All right, it is unanimous. Okay, Ms. Scott, you are all set.
Okay. Thank you so much. Have a good evening.
You too. Number 11, authorize the mayor, Harry W. Rilling, to enter into contract with Gia Corp for the Oyster Shell Park Fence Repair Project number 4256 for an amount not to exceed $230,027 for account number noted. And I think I'm just going to read 11A, authorize the Director of Recreation and Parks to issue a change order for the Oyster Shell Fence Repair Project in an amount not to exceed $23,000 from account number noted. Would someone please move the item? Thank you, Ms. McMurray.
I'll let Ken can talk on this. This is his project.
Sure. So this fence along the river at Oyster Shell Park has been the bane to my existence for the last 6 or 7 years. Can you guys see my screen? Okay, so let me see if I can enlarge this for you. So the way this fence is installed, if somebody decides to kick one of these pickets in, there's actually no way to access the fasteners to replace those individual pickets, because the fasteners are hidden deep inside this rail system on the top and on the bottom. So once we start losing these pickets, number one, it exposes sharp metal screws on the top and the bottom. So we have to plywood the sections of fence. And so this is what you're left with. You know, and eventually this gets covered with graffiti. We have to take the plywood off. And this goes for 1,000 feet. This goes the entire length of the bottom at Oyster Shell. So 2 years ago, Mike Carpenter actually came up with a system to repair the railing on one of the lookouts. And the way this picket system is, now we're able to individually replace each one of these individual pickets if we had to, if there's any kind of damage to these pickets. So this is a much better system. It's safer because if anything is removed, we can immediately replace it. And now there's no room for graffiti. So we had an architect do a design on one of our sections, and we went out to bid for this project. We had 2 bids. The low bid was Gia Corp, which is what we're asking you to approve. We had 2 bids on the project total. So it's for replacement of 1,000 linear feet, a little bit over 1,000 linear feet of fencing along the water down at Oyster Shell Park. It's a very popular site now. It's a highly used walk trail. You know, we've seen an increased use of the site since the mall was constructed. So this is something we need to maintain. Once these pickets here are missing, it becomes a liability to the city because now children and things can get down to the water.
Okay. Anything you were going to add? Any questions from council members?
Sure.
Ms. Ayers?
So clearly there needs to be replaced, but what would would it be like, what's the new concept? I
Right here. What's on your screen now is the new concept.
The board?
So right here. So see these pickets? These pickets, you can't see.
We're not seeing what
you
I think you're showing the old one.
Oh,
We have
sorry.
the old one, Ken.
Okay, hang on, maybe I can't open 2 pictures at the same time.
Yeah,
Okay,
the old one.
sorry about that.
I got nervous. I was about to say, I'm not approving no boards. I got nervous.
No, I'm sorry. I thought you guys saw it.
No,
Hang on.
I know I was gonna say, I don't think that's an improvement. Design.
I wonder why you guys went silent.
but it was cheap.
You're afraid to hurt my feelings.
Yeah.
Do you see that?
Yes.
Okay, so this is the new. So see these individual pickets? So now we're able to replace each one of these pickets if one of these are damaged. So these 3 rails are new. All those old style rails that you saw were removed, and these new pickets now. So this section right here exists. It's the first platform all the way on the eastern side of the fence. And this is what we modeled the repair after. So now this will go down the other 1,000 feet down toward the Maritime Center.
And then my other part of the question was it just wear and tear? Was it vandalism? What was
So
the,
it's a combination.
okay,
Wear and tear, vandalism, and in my opinion, a poor design. Where we are unable to just repair individual pickets on the fence. So it was a combination of the three.
Have any more questions, Ms. Ayers? Okay. Mr. Meek?
Yeah, so are you going with this same pressure treated wooded construction on this?
So yeah, so existing is IPE or IPE, which is part of the problem because we can't get any of the screws out of the existing wood. So these top handrails are remaining. These posts are remaining. These three rails are pressure treated, as are the pickets. And part of the project is to do a waterproof treatment once they're done.
Thanks, Ken. I mean, this looks a lot better. When I saw it originally under the ARPA grant, 500 feet for 500,000, like $1,000 a foot. You got it down to 25% of that. That's great.
Yeah, it's actually 1,000 feet, not 500. It's 1,000 linear feet from
Right.
this lookout to the Maritime.
Your original documents had 500 feet for whatever reason, and I thought that was short, but this looks good. But this is under an ARPA grant. Why don't you throw some security cameras in on this?
Would love to. So
You
part of
can.
our capital requests are monies to finish the master plan for Oyster Shell Park, which included some security cameras. So if you guys can help us out with some funding, we would greatly appreciate it.
Well, this isn't graffiti proof, but a camera might stop someone maybe.
No, I agree.
Okay, thanks a lot, Ken.
Yeah,
Appreciate
no
it.
problem.
Great price.
Goldstein?
Excuse me. Yeah, I agree with what my colleague said about the pricing, but I also wanted to ask about the expected lifetime of the fence post-construction. Because I just didn't see that in the backup.
Sure. So because this is pressure treated and we're now allowed to replace these individual pickets as they break or wear. I mean, to be honest with you, I see this lasting 20, 25 years. I mean, water is not an issue on vertical pickets because it doesn't sit
Right.
there. This is IPE, which if you're familiar with, is a very, very hard tropical wood. It's almost like concrete. And this is on a slight angle too, which sheds water. So I believe once our system's installed, I mean, I'm comfortable, 15, 20 years at least.
Okay. Thank you.
Any other questions? Okay. Delene, please let the record show that Ms. Shanahan arrived at 7:37.
Thank you.
Right. If there's no further questions, all in favor?
Aye.
Right. Unanimous, right?
Darlene, I've just been on your call for a while. I don't know if you need that shown.
Oh, okay. Delene,
Yes.
please let the record show that Ms. Revoluz was a part of our meeting this evening.
I will. Thank you.
512, authorize the mayor, Harry W. Rilling, to enter into a contract with Grindline Skate Parks, Inc. for the Calf Pasture Beach Skate Park project number 4237 in an amount not to exceed $1,411,896.92 from account numbers noted. 12A, authorize the Director of Recreation and Parks to issue a change order for the Calf Pasture Beach Skate Park project number 2337 in an amount not to exceed $70,594 from account numbers noted. Would someone please move the item? Thank you, Ms.
Madam Chair, just we would like to add account number 0924. Notice how it says 0921, 0922, 0923. We also like to add 0924.
Okay. To both A and B?
Yes, please.
Okay. Yeah, speak to that.
Sure. So this is, this is about a year in the making. We had design money approved last capital budget. We've been working with a design company from California to design a new skate park over at Calf Pasture Beach. We held a few public information sessions where we had 25 to 30 people. It's going to be a very exciting project. As you guys know, the skate park at the beach gets a lot of use. We did start a skate park and art camp there last year. So this is kind of the next step in our process. So we're ready to build. What's there now was actually a donated skate park years and years ago. So all those wooden metal ramps that are there now were donated to the city. And we've been patching, gluing, licking, sticking those for the last, 10 years. So we're excited to get something, concrete, which is the way, in my opinion, the skate park should be. It should last the city and serve the city for a very, very, very long time. We're staying on the same footprint as the existing site, so we're not actually getting any bigger. And if all goes as planned, we plan to start construction late this spring, construct the skate park throughout the summer and finish into late fall. The original plan was, it would make sense to do this over the winter, but because of the amount of concrete work, that wasn't possible. The contractors and the consultants highly recommended against doing any type of this kind of work in the winter. So unfortunately, once this gets started, the skate park will be closed down for the season until construction is finished. But I can guarantee you it would be, well worth the wait.
Ken, do you have the rendering available at all?
I can pull it up if you guys want to.
Yeah, what you showed, what we showed the mayor.
Okay, just give me a few seconds. I wasn't prepared for that.
Sorry.
That's okay.
You gonna go skateboarding, John?
John?
Yeah.
You have a question? Please, your hand up.
Yeah, thank you. Ken, I mean, we've been talking about the skate park for quite a few years, and if memory serves me correctly, like the participation was on a steady decline. I remember there was the skate camp and they were having trouble just getting, people to sign up. What's changed since then?
Sandy. we now have a recreation supervisor.
Oh, okay.
Who can put a lot of effort. Yeah, who can put a lot of effort into promoting and really pumping up the skate camp. So I don't have the numbers on me, Robert, how many children we had last year.
Yeah,
but I know it's the biggest we've seen in years.
Yeah, I visited the camp a couple of times last year. It was just very, very crowded, and it's real popular all summer.
So are the same folks still running the camp, or is this all in-house now?
No,
it's in-house.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, that's the opposite of what's right. I mean, am I remembering this wrong, Ken? I mean, it wasn't doing so well for several years.
Correct.
Okay.
Yep.
That's good news. Great. Thank you.
Just bear with me, guys. I'm really looking.
Yeah, our summer camps were really this year, including the skate camp. They were really, our attendance went way up. So we here.
I know Ken is looking for the rendering, but my question is just like a really general question. And I know that this department is in one of the phases of their master plan. Have we thought about critically or even seriously about having a skate park somewhere else in Norwalk so that other people who may not live in walking distance or do not have access to the beach regularly but may like to skate will have that ability?
Yeah, I think the master plan will point that out, that, we need the type of facilities and not only one place in the city. The master going to guide us to let us know that we need these facilities all around the city. So we plan on in the future looking for more sites to have skate parks.
Thank you, Mr. Stowers, for that. I just want to consistently have my colleagues continue to have this conversation that we just not, I think we got in a trend of just getting enough money and putting one thing up somewhere and not really being mindful of the broadness of our city so that people on, you know, different sides of the city really could have access to everything. So I know we are in the master plan and this rendering does look very lovely. I love the trees, but I just would hope, and I'll be looking eagerly to see where else we can add some other things across the city. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Absolutely.
Okay, so just for orientation, these are the existing basketball courts. Those aren't being touched. The ball fields over here behind us, this is field number 3. And here's the main parking lot for the beach is up here. So this is the existing footprint where the skate park is now. So as you can see, all the features now are concrete. I'd embarrass myself if I try to speak skate terminology. So there's a lot of dips and and bowls and
Yeah.
whatever things the kids call them nowadays. But there was a lot of input from skaters, from people that actually use the park. So this isn't, you know, a Robert Stowers or a Ken Hughes design.
Mr.
Very
Meek?
nice design. It's one of the best I've seen, actually. And where I come from, we have a lot of skate parks, but this is one of the best I've seen. The bowls aren't so deep as to, you know, young kids get stuck down in the bowls. It's pretty steep enough and it has a good skate out. I love the design.
Mr. Meek?
Thanks. Just comments, no questions. These renderings look nice. Another great spot for a camera.
Yeah, there actually is one. The PD has a camera over the skate park, and I believe there's funding for them now to redo their camera system. But there is a skate park. There is a camera over the skate park.
Thank you.
Ms. Ayers, do you have a further question or is your hand just up? You're good?
I'm good, I'm sorry.
Okay. Any other questions? So what's the timeline? Well, this is actually beautiful, as Robert said, and to Nicole's point, you know, wherever we can find opportunities to build out these type of recreational opportunities. I think we are very mindful of other areas that have lacked such amenities. And so I think the master plan will bear that out of where those needs, where those other areas of need are. But this is a great plan and a great start. And sometimes it takes us much longer to get to where we want to be, but as long as we're going in the right direction, I think that's a great thing. Any other questions or comments for Mr. Stowers or Mr. Hughes? Okay. All in favor, please signify by saying your hand or saying aye.
Aye.
Thank you very much. That's unanimous. Number 13, technical correction. Authorize the mayor, Harry W. Rilling, to execute an agreement with FGB Construction for project number RNP 2022-2, Calf Pasture Beach Parking and Green Infrastructure Improvements for a sum not to exceed $1,973.35. $9,973,035 based on the following breakdown of $1,365,292. Base bid, I'm gonna make you read all of these. $278,000, alternate 1A, 1B, thermoplastic markings, beach and water, $36,461, alternate 2, maintenance driveway and water main crossing, $135,392, alternate 3, south parking lot, and $157,890, alternate 4, Shady Beach, account numbers noted. You want to speak to what that is, please?
Sure, you want to move the item? Sorry, move the item first.
Let's on move it. Thank you, Ms. Shanahan.
Okay, so Madam Chair, the only correction is, so this is the calf pasture renovation project, which was approved by you guys and by the full council last fall. So the only change here is that last account number was added, the 134010. So that is a new account number. So that's the actual technical correction. So the project on schedule, slated to finish May 15th, fingers crossed. If you guys haven't been down there, it's going to be a pedestrian friendly parking area now. And what we'll do is Robert and I will do a kind of an overview and a schematic with you guys as we get closer to the finish. So you understand what's going on and the new traffic flow and pedestrian versus vehicular traffic. So we'll explain all that to you as you get a little bit closer to completion.
Great. Any questions? No? All in favor, please signify by raising your hand, just saying aye.
I'm a no.
Aye.
Okay. And any opposed? Mr. Nate? Okay, so that's 1, 2.
I didn't get to ask my question, but these are city funds, not ARPA, right?
I believe the added account is a Public Works Green Infrastructure ARPA account.
How do you tell that? Because it has an AP. in there?
APW 07.
Okay, I'm for it then.
So our
Sorry,
accounts
can I
are
change-
ARP.
Ms. Chair, can I change my vote to a yes?
Sure,
Thanks.
thank you. So it's unanimous. All right. That concludes the agenda for our meeting. No, it doesn't. So now we're on those items. So we're on to the discussion portion of the agenda. Mr. Stowers?
Yeah, I just want to bring you up to date on a few things that we're doing.
Robert,
Yeah. Can
I
you hear
have to
me?
say, you're going in and out, and
In and
it's
out?
hard to really hear.
Oh, boy. I don't know. I thought this thing was fixed. I
It's
keep
not
on-
fixed, sir.
You can't, I'm going in and out. Can you hear me now, though?
Now we can, yes.
We just got a lot of stuff going on, a lot of projects going on. Ken has talked about Cranberry project that the expansion project where we're underway now on that project. We again, he just talked about the project we're doing down at Calf Pasture, which is in progress, and I've visited there several times, looking at everything that's going really well. The ActiveNet scheduling reservation system, that contract has been signed, so we are moving now to convert our scheduling system. That will take some time, but we're working with that. The joint use agreement with the school, with the Norwalk Public Schools. We've made all the changes that the public schools wanted, and we've sent that to the law department for review. Hopefully we'll have something in place by September. So it gives us a really clear delineation of how we use the spaces at the schools. It will give us more ability to run programs. Can you still hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. The latest thing we just did this morning, Vanessa, myself, Ken, and Tom Ellis, we listened to a briefing by the consultants that we are going to award the RFP for the fees and charges study, comprehensive study of our fees and charges, and they're going to do a demand elasticity study and a cost to revenue study. And also what's even more important is we're going to develop a revenue plan so that we know how to set our fees and charges based upon whether there's a nonprofit or whether it's private or whether it benefits the city as a whole or if it's just an individual kind of thing. We're gonna have a policy that we're going to bring to you. We're going to bring all this to you for your approval, of course. But we're real excited about that. We brought a person on to with ARPA funds to lead our accreditation, the remaining portion of our accreditation. Right now, we've made formal application to the accreditation board. We wanted to do a gap analysis before that, but we have made application, and they're setting us up with a mentor. This person will be leading that effort with the teams throughout the departments that are assisting us. So we've got a lot, just so much going on. And we've also been handed the tree master plan from the Department of Economic Development. So we put a team of someone from Jim Travers from TMP, myself, Ken, someone from the Conservation Department, and also Chris Torrey. And we're also going to be, we've got approval to hire an arborist, horticulturalist to kind of implement the plan once we get started on it. So much going on, a lot going on. We're excited, but we're busy. And also, of course, we're in the budget. And so in the budget, you guys really, your committee really pushed last year to get us more positions. This year, we didn't really ask for new positions per se, but we did ask for our temporary positions that people have been working here 20, 25 years. We did ask that they become full-time. We need them full-time. We're growing and we're doing a lot of work. And so we asked for 4 positions to become full-time and 2 positions to be reclassed. It appears that they're going to go along with the reclasses and 2 of the positions, but they did eliminate the other 2. So we may need your help. They said it has an asterisk on it or something, I don't know. But we may need your help in trying to get those 2 positions full-time. We're doing a lot of work. We need, we need a lot of help. And I know, and we'll probably be able to brief you better on our collaboration proposal. And some of you have heard that we're working towards some kind of community center, boys club, quasi boys club facility for recreation, indoor recreation. So, it seems like one day it's going to work, and then the next day it seems like it may not work. So, but we'll be able to brief you the next meeting. We are on that, but I'm very hopeful that we'll be able to do that and really supply our youth with in our young families, at least our first, at least during my time, our first recreation center. Whether we're collaborating with the Boys Club or whether we're doing it ourselves or we both are some type of hybrid business model. But I'm very hopeful that something's going to work out.
Thank
Real
you.
busy. Any questions?
Mr. McMurray?
I don't have any questions. I just want to say thank you so much for pushing on the community, the rec center. I know it's something that we talked about when we first met, when you came on board, and I just really appreciate all of your efforts on that front, whatever it ends up looking like. And thanks for all that you guys do. I know you are a small but mighty team. And I wanted to give a shout out because I think Play and Learn registration starts on March 1st. I read the communications around that have been really great. So just want to put that out there on the record for all the families who are interested. You can log online on March 1st, which I'm going to be doing for my own kids. So thank you.
Affairs?
I do think Mr. Stowers and your team, Ken, you guys are doing a wonderful job, but I do have some questions and you may not be able to answer them in this setting. So if you need to get back to me, that's okay. Many months ago, the city paid for an efficiency study that has been done, in a PowerPoint presentation was shared with the council. Can you, if you're able to share, if you have done any work on that efficiency study, if there are any actionable items that we as council people should know about, and if there's anything on that efficiency study that you feel that your department cannot answer or cannot deliver? And I know I'm putting you on the spot, but that's my question. I'm
And
sorry.
so I'll interject there. I think that was a great question, but I think putting you on the spot, I think that will entail a much larger conversation. But you can go into some of those quick things, but I think, we as all have had our questions about the efficiency study. And so I think we can most definitely dedicate enough time to really get into that and talk about that, but you can please go ahead and answer that question.
I didn't feel like the efficiency. Can you still hear me? As I
Yep.
keep going up. Okay. I didn't feel really, I looked that much in depth with parks, but I did know they had a concern with our staffing levels. Trying to address our staffing levels, and the first phase was last year, and then this year, and we're trying to bring on even project-based positions to get things done. Like, for instance, the accreditation, the horticultural arborist, which we are hopeful that those positions, and talking to the mayor, that those positions are positions that really should go on in following budget years. I didn't feel that they really took a good look at us as they should have. But you know what I'll do? I'll go back and really look over that, and I can get back to you on some things I may have missed.
Just a follow up. Trust me when I tell you, there is definitely a method to my madness.
Okay.
When you are doing your relook at that, if you could just help this committee, again, this could be in an email, does not have to be in this platform. Going forward, we need to really have a comprehensive understanding of how those asks tie into the budget and where it ties into the budget. So when you are doing that, once over, if you can communicate that to us, that would be very helpful. And
I
thank you
certainly
very
will.
much, Mr. Stowers.
I certainly will. Thank you.
Mr. Goldstein?
Only thing I wanted to ask, and I just sort of piggybacking a little off what my councilperson Ayers said, is the two positions that you said that were being eliminated. Were those part-time positions, or were those full-time employees whose positions are being cut?
These four were
The proposed cut.
Yeah, these were part-time positions that we recommend become full-time. So we actually moved part-time money over and asked for some additional money to make them full-time.
But instead of, but the response to the request of seeking to make these people full-time was essentially a proposal to actually cut them entirely.
No, well, we'll have to do a little bit of figuring out, because as Ken stated, it's not to cut them entirely, but they didn't make them full-time. But we'll have to go back to finances, because we moved some of the part-time money over there. So we may have to ask them to replenish some of the part-time money to keep them part-time if we cannot be successful in our initial proposal. It's because they're still looking at it, but
yeah,
that's why they put an asterisk by it. That's what they're telling us. But we'll need at least the part-time money replenished, because if we need those two positions at least part-time, because one is a youth sports position, and another one is a person that schedules all our fields for our sports leagues. So we need those positions.
Okay.
Yeah.
Last question. Overall ask, I mean, when you presented your budget, what was the percent increase, or was it level? What was, just big picture for a second.
Ken can correct me on this, because he has a better, I mean, he works with this all the time. But we were supposed to have a 3.5, no greater than 3.5% increase. And I think initially, if you look at just the expenses, did it go, was it 4.9, Ken, or something like that?
Yeah, so the way the budget reads right now, we're around a 6.5. But there are a few, I'm not gonna say errors, but there are a few kind of accounting methods that they did that aren't 100% accurate. So when you take those away, and they're easily explained away, we're around 4.5, 4.3. And a chunk of that are salaries and contractual obligations.
What we did offer to Henry was to take care of that difference by we are projecting higher revenues because we did beef up some of the fees and charges. At least we bumped them up an inflationary amount. We didn't do a real restructuring, but we bumped them up. Plus, we had a surplus of $160 something thousand in our other fund that we do our programs and activities out of. So we offered to cover that by the 160, plus we had $130,000 over our revenue projections. So so we could actually cover the amount with our revenues. And of course, he came back and said, well, you don't have those revenues yet. And so that's when I offered the 160 that we already have. Yeah. So in essence, we're almost even in terms of if he took the 160, we'd wipe out our that difference. So
Okay.
Yeah.
You have any more questions, Josh? You're done?
I don't, but I see that
Okay.
Brian does.
I see that as well. Go ahead, Mr. Meeks.
I'm sorry, maybe I misheard that. You don't formulate your budget on what you need. You formulate it on what the finance department needs. Is that correct? I mean,
No,
I
no, we
wouldn't care
formulate-
if you asked for 20% more or less, but you're going in there anticipating his haircut with your request. Is that right?
No, we based our budget on our needs, but I also try to, because I understand that, the conservative nature of these budgets not adding positions, I try not to ask for more money. Try to use as much as possible. I try to use what we have resources, moving things around, sunsetting some things that we don't need to do anymore, and moving money around so that we are taking care of our future needs. And so I offered him a budget. I offered him a budget that was pretty much cost neutral if you add in our revenues. So that's what I offered him.
Okay, thanks.
Darlene, you're on mute.
Glad you didn't hear what I was saying. Any more questions? So I think that's good. I think we're all done here, right? Motion to adjourn? I can't say all of you, so I'm gonna go Mr. Goldstein. All right, all in favor? Aye, bye.
Thank you, guys.
Take care. Have a good night.
Have a good night.
Bye-bye.
Okay.